So, where should science be? Is science an art? Is it a creative exercise where you're creating something? You're creating a story. You're creating a narrative. Is it a liberal art? Where the person explores humanity in an artistic, creative way, where you recreate the past because you weren't there, and so you you have to fill in the gaps. What if the primary documents are sparse? What if there's not a lot of information about something? Do you insert yourself? History is a mirror. Do you insert yourself into the past and create a narrative that looks like today, or you know? And that brings up another question about history as an art. That history is a mirror. Are you studying the actual past? Are you recreating reality? Or are you studying the author? You know what I mean? Are you, like when you take Mr. Bill's class, are you studying the past? Or are you studying Mr. Bill's? The history is a mirror. Or is history a science? Is history simply this exercise in the primary documents, and you're trying to find objective reality? What happened? What really happened? And then what are the dangers of presentism? What if you're filling in the gaps? You turn your history more into about you and your current day circumstances. The History of the Science crowd asks the question: what keeps your history book in the nonfiction section of the library? Primary documents. If history is simply an art where you recreate the past and you approximate reality, when does your history book become creative writing? When does it become propaganda? When does it become fiction? So the History of the Science crowd really focuses on this idea of history of the science, where you study the primary documents, you come up with interpretations, and you experiment by comparing your interpretation to the primary documents. You're studying facts, and you're studying what really happened, and not like you want to study history, you want to study the past, not Mr. Bill's. And so when you study history, you want to deal with those issues of history is an art where you are creating something, you are creating a story, you are creating a narrative. And what do you do? What do you do when there are gaps in the primary documents? And then this idea of history as a science, where the only thing that keeps your history book in the nonfiction section of the library is primary documents. If your history book is not based on the primary documents, you're making it up. It's fake. You're making it up. It's fiction. So you as a student of history, what is that balance? What is the balance where history is a factual, scientific endeavor to find objective reality, objective truth, and history as recreating the past, this creative endeavor. Your history book didn't exist before, right? You're bringing the past to life, right? You're recreating it in a sense.